back in February or into March, when they were getting ready to do Fastlane, I felt that they had done an atrocious train wreck of building up for the match on that show. And I really felt that there was nothing that could really beat that as far as, the build to a pay-per-view as that show was. Then we actually got Fastlane. And it was one of those shows that I felt was, passable. Nothing really happened, but nothing really, hurt in the long run, I felt. It wasn't that bad of a show. It was passable. This show, however, man, where do I get started here? First, guys, what's going on? This is the Club of the Man, 1993, coming at you. And welcome to my WWE Backlash 2018 live review. I do apologize I didn't do this review last night, but, I had a long day. I've been up since 5:30 yesterday's, and so I was pretty tired when I got home, and this show just wore me out. Going into Backlash, I didn't have very high expectations. I was expecting maybe a show on the level of like how last year's edition of Payback was. Last year's edition of Payback, was a show that I didn't have the highest expectations for, but I felt that it could be a decent to solid show. And that was the case for a lot of shows last year for WWE. There was a lot of shows that I felt that just were not really, didn't feel like they were necessary to have, didn't feel like they had really, that great a build to them. It felt it was going to be just another episode of like Sunday Night Raw or Sunday Night SmackDown, pretty much. But you know what? Most of them still, at least I felt my opinion, put on like, a C+ to a B- show. This show did not hit that point. Yes, it had a couple of good moments in this show, especially that opening match. We will talk about that opening match. The Daniel Bryan Big Cass stuff was all right. Could have been a little bit better, but it was all right. But everything else just, just there, or it was just awful. Oh my goodness. Ugh. This show was just a huge disappointment. And yes, I'm going to do some ranting in this video. And yeah, it's safe to say that this show is so far my worst pay-per-view of the year for 2018. Because this show just didn't help out anybody in the long run. Nobody. It didn't make anybody look good. It made people look worse. I mean, except for the opening match. And maybe Big Cass and Daniel Bryan, but this show also just had Vince's toilet humor written all over it. It was too long. It was 3.5 hours for crying out loud. It didn't even need to be that long. This whole era of being back in all co-branded pay-per-views, didn't really start off on a good note. It's not creative. I'm sorry. It is creative's fault. It's not the talent's fault, though, in my honest opinion. But let's get right into the show, just review this, and just get out my chest and get off of, because this show just really, I have nothing to look forward to. This show left nothing for me to even look forward to tomorrow, or tonight, or tomorrow, or next week, or even up to Money in the Bank. I just got nothing, really. Let's just get right into this show. So we had a match on the pre-show. It was Ruby Riott and Bayley. Ruby Riott won by pinfall. I didn't watch the match, so I guess it was just no different than, a normal match we'd have with, Bayley and Absolution. So got nowhere with this Bayley and Sasha feud. So whatever. I didn't watch it. Didn't care. There was that. The opening match, though, my goodness, again, very easily match of the night, in my opinion. If you guys think different, though, that's completely fine. But easily match of the night. No doubt about it. This Intercontinental Championship match. Seth Rollins versus The Miz. Pretty much Miz's one-on-one rematch for the Intercontinental Championship. Going into this match, yes, it seemed pretty obvious that Seth was going to win. Because why would they put both big card titles on SmackDown? And yeah, so keep one of them on Raw, definitely. But man, this match was awesome. The story was told very, very clearly in this match. Seth Rollins and Miz were having some great back and forth action earlier on in the match, and then Rollins tweaked his knee. It was the knee also that Rollins had surgically repaired on it, and Miz just seized the opportunity just to do as much damage to that knee as possible. And for the most part, he was getting the upper hand on him a lot. He had Rollins in a nice figure four leg lock for a long period of time. Rollins kicked out of two skull crushing finales, and one of them I really thought the Miz got him, because Rollins, he just hit Rollins in that injured knee again, and he hit Rollins on. I'm like, oh, this is the second one. That's gotta be it. He still kicked out of it, but no. Seth Rollins just showed a lot of heart in this match and everything. And just all the amazing counters. He did the nice looking frog splash and whatnot. And it looked like, with that knee injury also, the Miz is taking out, Rollins's bread and butter finisher, now the recently returning curb stomp on the Miz. It's Seth Rollins just clearly gaining that momentum back, getting back on that level he was before he got hurt. Because when he came back from injury, yes, it took some time for him to build up as a babyface again, but it did look at some point felt he had no direction pretty much. But now that it's the case that he is going to some direction with the Intercontinental Championship again. But this match was just awesome. Just great psychology by the Miz on the injured knee of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was, fighting through every obstacle he could. Like, this is what you call, a hero versus a villain match, pretty much is built up. A great blueprint by that. In my opinion, if I were to do a top 10 hidden gems of 2018 video at the end of this year, this would probably definitely be on the list, and maybe number one, because this match was just awesome. A great showing by these two. A match that, again, was definitely predictable. See Rollins winning, but during the match, it gave you that doubt at times. Maybe Miz, they might put the title on Miz. But that was not the case, as this match again was really well done. It made Rollins look like a great baby face. Miz looked like a great heel also. So honestly, both of them came out of this match looking strong. And that's what you got to do, at least if you're going to lose strong, is have that happen. Seth Rollins retains. I look forward to what happens next. I thought that maybe somebody would come out and attack Rollins after the match. I heard rumors of maybe a returning Neville, but Neville didn't return. But obviously, there's three people I feel that are definitely, watching Rollins for sure, and that could definitely, turn heel. And that is either Finn Balor, as I said, Dean Ambrose, or, as my one friend pointed out last night, I completely forgot about this one, but Jason Jordan also. So one of them is definitely coming for Rollins next. But we'll see what happens tonight on Raw. But Seth Rollins retains in an awesome opening match. Pay-per-view's up to a great start, right, guys? And then it just tanked. Because nothing after this match really mattered much at all, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, most of these matches were just just okay, but nothing really special about them. We had Nia Jax defending her Raw Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss. Again, it's like WrestleMania. I felt the match, the match at WrestleMania was okay. I felt the match at WrestleMania was a little bit better. This match just felt too long. Alexa just didn't seem like she was that afraid of Nia as much in this match, which I guess, could be okay. But again, not really the same. The match was just kind of long. I felt like it just went over a little too long than it needs to be. Nia eventually retains and cuts some promo afterwards, probably more so just signaling the end of the feud pretty much there about, bullying whatnot and how she's proud of being her and whatnot. I mean, I know a lot of people thought that the promo was kind of cringeworthy and whatnot. Me, I'm like, man, it's all right, but I think it's going behind this whole, be a star, don't be a bully, be a star campaign, even though sure, there's some superstars, well, JBL, who didn't really, set a good example for that. But yeah, I mean, nothing really much to say about that match, honestly. That's just what happened. Hassan said this was boring. Sorry to say this, please forgive me, but I'd rather stare at Alexis. Yeah. Honestly, Hassan, you're right. This show was, oh man, again, except for that opening match, this show is just awful. But yeah, Nia retains. The match was just a little too long. The promo afterwards was, strange, but that. This match also was a little disappointing next, and it was just an average match. I felt I just expected a lot more. I thought this was going to be an easy a show stealer for this match. Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton for the United States Championship. I just expected a lot more for this match, really. I mean, two longtime veterans I thought could work very well together. Heard they had a great feud for the WWE Championship back in, I think it was 2008, I think it was. But this match, I mean, it started off kind of good. I know it was like Randy Orton at the beginning, kind of looked like he had like a little bit of an edge to him. Taking out, Jeff, slamming him into the barricade like 3 or 4 times in a row. I'm like, okay, this is definitely, a little bit interesting. But then it kind of like felt like it just stayed on the same level the whole time. It never really got into that next gear. It never really got that exciting or that dramatic. Jeff Hardy retains. I mean, was this just to give Randy Orton his rematch or whatnot for the United States Championship? Like, if that's the case, then this is a match that just could have happened on SmackDown or something. It didn't feel like a pay-per-view match. Honestly, it did not. Again, it started off not too bad, but then it never progressed and got to that next level, I felt. I have nothing else to say, really. Jeff Hardy retains. Afterwards, we got this. I don't know about you guys, but I did not like this segment. I thought it was just a waste of time, complete filler. Could have cut this out, and the show could have at least not been quite as long or dragging out as, it was. We had Elias have a musical segment. Like, oh, okay, this could be interesting. I don't know who could come out and, confront Elias. But this could at least, definitely lead to something interesting, I feel. Wasn't the case as the New Day came out to interrupt him. Dancing, and then Rusev Day came out interrupting him, and then I thought first we're going to set for just a 6-man tag match, a random 6-man tag match between Elias and Rusev Day, just to continue to sabotage us with Rusev Day and against the New Day. I thought we were going to get that, but then out came the conga line of No Way Jose and Titus Worldwide, and Breezango came out with him also. Because continue just to interrupt Elias. Like, okay, this is getting old. This is getting long. Come on, guys. Like, what is this? And then, of course, I thought they were going to have Titus just fall again for no reason, because just for Vince's laugh as well. Because I'm sure for the next 5 weeks, we're going to get Titus O'Neil just falling because Vince thought it was fine. And yes, the botch was definitely well known. I got a good reaction at the Greatest Royal Rumble. I feel like it's something that Vince will just get so carried away with that. Titus is going to fall again left and right for no reason whatsoever. It's not going to be funny anymore. But Titus did not fall. So I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute. It's probably going to set up for, and then before I know it, Bobby Roode's music hits, and then not even 2 seconds later, boom, he's in there. He hit Elias with the Glorious DDT. I'm like, all that just to have Bobby Roode get his comeuppance on. I mean, okay, yes, he got his comeuppance. His comeuppance on Elias because of what happened last week with Elias, causing him to hurt his throat or whatever it was in his match they had last week. But this didn't need to be a pay-per-view segment. I mean, if it was a segment on Raw, I feel like it could have been a little bit more acceptable. But this just took up time on a pay-per-view that just didn't really need to happen. It got nothing accomplished. Yes, Bobby Roode got an upper hand on Elias, but still, why? Like, what's that going to do to help elevate either one of them? Nothing at all. That was a waste of time. Didn't really enjoy it. Just moving on from that. Hassan said AJ should have ended the show despite the cliffhanger ending, and the Universal title was not even there yet. They still do it for Roman. Oh yeah, we'll definitely talk about that card structure also as well. Thank you for bringing that up, Hassan. I dropped something on the floor, so let me just pick it up really quick here. Okay, but this wasn't too bad though. This was not bad, man. I definitely thought it could be a little bit better, but this wasn't too bad though. The next match, Daniel Bryan versus Big Ass. Well, of course, when Cass came out, also, it's like I'm like, okay, Cass, just forward a little bit more. Come on. And of course, he did get a little further, going like, and his head blocking off the C. So I'm like, yes, just for the fun of it. Of course, I was chanting yes, of course, with my friends also when Daniel Bryan came out. But yeah, this was Daniel Bryan's first one-on-one match on pay-per-view. Since he actually, this is the first one-on-one match he's had on pay-per-view since the match he had with Roman Reigns at Fastlane in 2015. He was supposed to have that Intercontinental Championship rematch against Bad News Barrett at Extreme Rules 2015, but that's when his health issues started to kick in again. But yeah, so Daniel Bryan and Big Cass had this match. The match wasn't too bad. Didn't go on for. I didn't expect it to go on for that long. Really, didn't really have it there. But Big Cass, definitely beat down on Daniel Bryan like several times throughout this match. And Daniel Bryan is being just the underdog character that he is, fought back. Now, when we got to the finish, though, I'm still a little mixed about how I feel about the finish because one, I mean, again, Daniel Bryan, is as much as I love the guy, I felt Big Cass was going to win this match. But if anything, I felt if Daniel Bryan was going to win this match, have at least been a way where Big Cass doesn't look too weak, I feel, in my opinion, or doesn't look like a complete loser, I feel. Well, they had Daniel Bryan put on the yes lock on Big Cass. And as soon, I mean, yes, he had to like, battle Cass a little bit to get the yes lock on, but not that much. But as soon as he got locked in, Cass tapped out. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm not going to hate on Daniel Bryan getting a win to get his, main event momentum going again. But I felt that, if anybody felt, if Daniel Bryan was going to win this match, I would have rather seen like how Seth Rollins did like a quick roll up on Samoa Joe at Backlash. I thought maybe they'll do that. Now the beatdown afterwards by Big Cass was good. They're like, okay, that needed to happen to see show the anger that Big Cass did, getting upset by a guy who claims is small and can't beat him. Pretty much, I get that, but I don't know if I would have liked to see Cass tap out, especially with how quickly he tapped out. I felt like, if maybe the match went on for a little bit more and built up a little bit more dramatic, it made it seem like, Bryan really had to, work a little bit more to get Cass to tap out. Then okay, but I don't know. I wasn't quite a big fan of that at all. I mean, I feel like, this feud is definitely going to continue, which I feel like it should be, leading up to, Daniel Bryan taking on The Miz at SummerSlam. So yeah, I mean, not bad. I should say probably, one of the better parts of the show, I say. But it could have been a little bit better, I felt. Daniel Bryan beats Big Ass by tap out. Let's see here. Robbie, what's up, man? He says, did you hear the dual chants of "We want Enzo, no, we don't"? Yeah, I heard them. I don't want Enzo either anymore. Yeah, Hassan's right. What's the point of Enzo when he's gone? Exactly. And Robbie also said, and were you disappointed that Neville didn't return at the IC title match? I was disappointed actually that nobody actually came out at all during the IC title match. I really thought that somebody was. Again, my option was either Neville, Finn Balor, Dean Ambrose, or Jason Jordan. But none of them came out, but we'll see what happens on Raw tonight. But I still can't take away. That match was definitely awesome. That match stole the show right there. Hassan said someone should have hacked the Titantron and turned on the Emoji Movie while we relax and ate CM Punk ice cream bars. Sure, I'll definitely go for that, Hassan. Yeah, guys, keep the stuff coming to live chat. I'm just going to breeze. Again, I'm just flying through this review because there's really nothing to really talk about. And I got some stuff I get done today. But yeah, Daniel Bryan beats Big Ass by submission. We then had the SmackDown Women's Championship match, Carmella versus Charlotte Flair. I mean, it was not really that impressive, really. I mean, the match was, kind of like on the same level as like, the United States Championship match and the Raw Women's Championship match, just okay, but nothing really came out of it. What I didn't like about this match, though, was the finish. I didn't like how, yes, obviously Charlotte tweaked her knee during the match, like right towards the end, and Carmella just kicked her right in that knee, and she fell over. But it's like it looked like Charlotte just just sat there and let Carmella just roll her up. Like if she would have maybe tried to try to fight through like that roll up and try to get out of it or something like that, then like okay, I would have accepted that a little bit more. But it just didn't make any sense. Like you had Charlotte, who literally had the battle with Asuka, like push Asuka to her limit to beat her at WrestleMania. Okay, she suffered a great brutal beatdown by Catwoman and Poison Ivy, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, which I thought that was good. A good way to help set up Carmella cash in also. Okay, yeah, I was fine with that. But just to have her get kicked in the leg and just look like it looked like she got knocked out or something like that with that roll up, I wasn't a fan of that. I was not a fan of that finish because I just felt like it didn't make any sense. Like why would Charlotte be able to be rolled up that easily and not even try to kick out just from being kicked in the back of the leg? I felt that was a little oversold. I mean, I was hoping because we saw it in the match. She hasn't used that much, but I was hoping that Carmella could have maybe had Charlotte, pass out or something to the code of silence, because we saw the move in the match, but Charlotte broke free from it, I think it was. But we haven't seen that move that much at all. And when Carmella first turned heel back in 2016, she was using that move to win some of her matches. I thought that was definitely a good looking move and making her look strong. But then they kind of eased off on. We don't see it that often. So I mean, I would rather have seen that than just her just kick Charlotte in the back of the leg and like that, act like it was like a finisher, not just like like a small package roll up or something like that. Wasn't a big fan of the finish because the match was was all right. Carmel retains as I expected, so the celebration continues when I was beginning to celebrate. Um, so yeah, that's what happened there. Let's see here. Hassan said, it's worse than obviously an attempted dark joke. I never watched a movie. Hassan said, I thought WrestleMania 34 was, and I thought WrestleMania 34 was bad. Neville is best in the crew division. This event is an almond as we speak. Oh yeah, I look at that commercial. An almond, not an almond, pretty much. Making that reference, Hassan. But yeah, here's where the show, well, at first, this match was pretty good. But then the show really tanked. And here's, I think, where I'm going to really start to rant big time on this show. So first off, we had the next match, which should have been the main event. Should have been the main event of the show. I don't know why we had Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe being the main event, other than the fact that I know because it's for Vince's sake. Vince just wants Reigns in the main event, had to go home having a happy ending. We'll get into that match show later on. But we had this match. The WWE Championship match. And it was supposed to be no disqualification. Remember that. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. When I got home last week and watched parts of the Greatest Royal Rumble pay-per-view, I'll be safe to say I thought their match was good at the Greatest Royal Rumble. I definitely thought that if that was, it wasn't quite, the classic that I think we're all waiting to see between these two. But I thought that was probably, of the three matches they've had so far, that one was the closest. And, yes, the ending was a double count, but if at least, made both of them look strong, it had me invested, it had me wanting more. This match, that was not the case. This match just kind of just killed my momentum at all for wanting to see these two fight again. Yes, again, although the feud could have definitely been better, it's been a little sloppy to build for this feud. It's gotten a little bit better since the heel turn by Nakamura. But, so this match starts off, and you know what? It didn't start off too bad. It started off physical, started off with a fight, and then it kind of slowed down for a couple minutes, I felt. And there was not much being used for any weapons or anything for being no disqualification. Later on in the match, Nakamura grabs a chair, and then I forgot what he tries to do, but I remember there was a time where Shinsuke threw Styles threw the chair towards Nakamura, and Shinsuke, I guess, blocked it with his knee or something that came back, and it hit AJ in the side of the face and, cut him open, right here by the cheek. A nice little shot there. Definitely, added some, intensity to the match, I felt. And then there was some good back and forth action going for a few minutes. I'm like, okay, this match is starting to pick up again. Cool. And then Shinsuke goes for the low blow. And before this match, I'm sure some of you guys in the live chat and some of my friends even thought that, what if AJ came prepared wearing a cup? Maybe that's what's going to happen here. At first, I thought it did happen because it looked like Nakamura was in a little bit of pain with the arm, with his arm pretty much. I don't know if he did wear, I think it would have been a little bit more emphasized if Styles was wearing a cup. But I guess not. But right after that, Styles hit Nakamura with a low blow. So I'm like, okay, he got his come up, it's there. But I would have liked to see it being, a little bit more dramatic, and it's not like having one low blow after the other. It's like, okay. But then the match continues on for a few more minutes, and then here's the part that really got me upset. They kicked each other in the balls at the same time, fell over like idiots, and then couldn't get up to the count of 10. Therefore, ending this match in a no contest because of a double countout. At first, I really thought, I was kind of, getting a little bit into it. I thought it was just funny how, Nakamura was like, the king of low blows. And, eventually, Styles is going to eventually get his comeuppance on Nakamura by hitting him with a low blow as well, which happened. It could have been a little bit more dramatic the way it happened. But this is the best way you could end a WWE Championship match. Is having both of them kick each other in the balls, look like idiots, even though before, you had Nakamura strike Styles balls, and then Styles immediately was good enough to strike AJ's, and they both fall like idiots. And you did this in a no contest. We already got the no contest part from Greatest Royal Rumble, which again I thought that match was successful. This, in my opinion, just killed it. Like what? It's nothing new got accomplished. This story did not get taken to any other level, other than the fact that we're going to get a last man standing match like at Money in the Bank or something like that now, and just have a low blows contest. The low blow thing's not funny anymore, in my opinion. It's not funny. To me, this felt like it was just Vince's humor. Oh, they got hit in the balls how many times? Let's see how many times they get hit in the balls. They hit in the balls. No, it's not funny anymore. It made me not care about the storyline anymore at all. I mean, yes, again, the storyline was just bland already built to WrestleMania. It's at least got a little bit of momentum ever since WrestleMania, but now you're just focusing on this view on how many times you can hit somebody in the balls. Really? It's not funny anymore. It didn't elevate the storyline any further at all. We're just going to get the same build for this storyline for how many weeks now? We could have got something a little bit different and something else we'll have later in the show to get to shortly, but that's not going to happen either. Why should I care about seeing this match again? Again, I watched part of Deluxe Man's review last night when I got home. I more just wanted to listen to songs. I was just not awake enough to really talk last night. But he says, there are people who have not watched New Japan Pro Wrestling and have not seen the classic that Styles and Nakamura had at Wrestle Kingdom 10, whatever it was called. I've never seen the match, but I take his word for it and everybody else's word for it that these guys can definitely put on a classic. And they've definitely gotten close. I still feel their match at Greatest Royal Rumble was their best match, I felt, in WWE, I feel. But people who've never seen, doesn't know watch New Japan Wrestling, haven't even seen the match and not going to take the word for it. At this point, I feel have lost faith in that these two can put on a good match. Because this was nothing but making them look silly. A no DQ match, which barely had any no DQ stipulation used in the match at all, other than just some low blow shots and just a little bit with the chair. Other than that, nothing else. Nothing else mattered. This match is, again, if it was not a no DQ match, it would have, felt, a little bit better. But you have them lose by a double count out in a no DQ match because of low blows. The low blow thing's not funny anymore. It's not. But Vince finds it funny, so I'm sure for next week we're going to see Styles and Nakamura hit each other in the balls again just for no reason whatsoever. Styles got his comeuppance on Nakamura. Really, I thought that's how Styles could have retained the title and moved on to feud with someone else who lost later on in the show, but we'll get to that shortly. But that can't happen now. Nope. We're going to get the same thing again until Money in the Bank. It's the same thing. Maybe you'll have a good match there. But I don't need to see any more build between in this feud because of this. I don't. No contest. Stupid ending. The ending that just killed everything. Okay. Now let's get to this match. This match was another giant waste of time that made absolutely no sense whatsoever. I don't even know why this match happened in the first place. Just to get Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman on the card? That's the reason why we did this match? Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We've seen this match 2 weeks ago on Raw. So why are we having this match again on pay-per-view? If anything, like if you're going to do a match like this, then why not just have one of the tag titles be defended on this show? We didn't have those being defended at all. This match was just terrible. Like, what was the point of it? Yes, we have Braun Strowman, running over Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn like a freight train. We had, Bobby Lashley showing his finishing moves, which, by the way, also, no offense him also, but, even when my friends mentioned last night, besides that, off-air, interview Bobby Lashley had to explain, what brought him back, unfinished business, pretty much. When has Bobby Lashley actually ever talked or cut a promo on Raw at all, or even have a backstage interview? None. So why is he here? They're not allowing us to really get to know who this Bobby Lashley character really is to start with. And then second off, the match, here's how the match pretty much ended. All of a sudden, Sami Zayn wants to just leave. Owens does not. So they start fighting with each other. Zayn throws Owens into the ring, which I don't understand why, if, they're best friends and they want to, save each other pretty much, and they just want to, they have nothing to gain by winning this match at all. Nothing. Nothing was going to happen to them to begin with, winning this match. Nothing. And then the first team's like, I'll keep you here. No, I'll throw you in there. Let's escape. No, I want to throw you in there. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. How many times since they throw Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn together have they teased a breakup between the two of them? A lot. But then it's like, I remember it was like around Fastlane, the commentary said some type of excuse of like, it's like, yes, they obviously, have tension between each other, but they have a common enemy anymore. So they just, try to take out that common enemy with each other. Well, that common enemy was Shane McMahon and then Daniel Bryan also. Who's their common enemy now on Raw? What, who did they really, who's really creating that huge personal vendetta against them now on Raw that they still need to be, doing this? I mean, again, they put on good matches, don't get me wrong, but the WWE is slowly just ruining that feud between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And this just made them look stupid. Because eventually, Bobby Lashley pins, I think it was Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens, 1 and 2. Let's see what it says here in the thing here. No, it says Strowman and Lashley win by pinfall. I know Lashley pinned 1 or 2, but afterwards, it was just Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley constantly doing their finishers on them. Like, was this a literally? Here's the thing. You notice ever since, they took Braun Strowman out of the main event picture after he lost at Elimination Chamber to Roman Reigns. And then, they had him team up with a 10-year-old boy named Nicholas, when they could have just had Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley team up to beat the Bar. And, they could have had, I'm fine with, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy being Raw Tag Champions right now, but they could have, done that and at least, not make it look like it was just, just a filler consolation prize of Braun Strowman. Are they starting to book Braun Strowman as, and this is like, the PG version of the Vince McMahon's ass club? It just looked like, the Vince McMahon, again, and I said it earlier in this review, there were a lot of moments that just felt like Vince's toilet humor. And it felt like just Vince, like, talking to us. Braun Strowman anymore, just doing big beatdowns on everybody in pointless matches, is just Vince having Vince kissing all our asses pretty much just by, saying, oh, you love Braun. So look, guys, you're going to destroying people. Love this guy. It's awesome. That's what you guys came here to say. Well, yeah, we love seeing Braun destroy the heck out of people. But what's this going to do for him? Nothing. Just like, what did him winning the Greatest Royal Rumble do for him? Nothing. He's not even like, proclaiming himself, should be a number 1 contender for Brock Lesnar's Universal Championship, as he's rumored to be defending it at Money in the Bank. Against who? Probably Roman Reigns again, because of their controversial finish at the Greatest Royal Rumble. But yeah. So what was the point of this? Again, it's just so we can like be all happy and hyped up because of what's going to happen with the next match. Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe main evented this show. Didn't need to be a main event. It was not being built up like the main event of Backlash. Really, Styles and Nakamura should have main evented the show with a better finish. A better finish, that match would have been okay to main event this show. But man, WWE. Let me tell you something. Right before WrestleMania 34, I made a video about Roman Reigns having the balls to pretty much state my honest opinion about how I personally do think that Roman Reigns is a good talent. And 2017, you did finally, after WrestleMania, slow down on his push, and he put over, Braun Strowman very well. For the first couple of matches they had, he put over Samoa Joe pretty well. And then, of course, he put over The Miz pretty well whenever he gave him back, whenever Miz won back his IC title. And then also, keep in mind also the fact that you at least had to have a pretty good Intercontinental Championship run, I feel, while The Miz was gone. So I give you guys credit that, I felt you booked Roman Reigns a little bit better after WrestleMania 33 last year in 2017. But then when it came around to Elimination Chamber, you pretty much did the same thing. Roman Reigns didn't get that big of a main event push, and as soon as the elimination chamber comes around, you have 7 people in the match, and everybody has a little bit of a story for them. Everybody has some type of momentum for winning that match, except for Roman Reigns, which he won the match. And, yes, again, if you wanted to at least, make him feel like more of a threat to win the match, you should have had a story for him. You didn't have any type of story for him winning that Elimination Chamber match at all. But again, I'm like, okay, you know what? We knew this was coming. I'm not going to let it ruin my WrestleMania season. Let's see what happens. The bill wasn't too bad. I'll give it that. Heck, the bill was a lot better than the bill for the WrestleMania 31 match. The WrestleMania 31 match, again, take away the Seth Rollins cash in also, that would have been even better, was still a good match between them, I thought. Then the match just sucked at WrestleMania. So I'm like, I'm done. No, for no reason. Even the character himself, Roman Reigns, said he doesn't know why he's getting another match. But he got another match at Greatest Royal Rumble. He lost there after he speared Brock Lesnar through a steel cage. And, Rollins' feet obviously touched first, but they still gave the title to Brock, which created some controversy. And then, him and Joe had good matches the past before. So I thought, okay, with Roman not having the Universal title, he's lost twice to Brock now. There's no reason to have that match again. No reason at all. Samoa Joe's on a separate brand. He needs some momentum to get himself going after return from an injury. So let's have him win this match. Joe comes out, does a nice beatdown on Roman before the match. Very nice. The rest of the match is just Joe trying to, put like a submission or something like that on Roman. I felt at one point we stood in the same spot. They stood in the same spot for a good 5 to 10 minutes as this match. Yes, don't get me wrong. In the second half of the match, they had some moments in there that I felt like, okay, this is decent wrestling right here. And then they had Joe put Roman in the coquina clutch. They had, Joe take a spear, but then he was closer to the rope, so he broke the count by grabbing onto, put his foot on the rope. So I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And then they had Joe put Roman in the coquina clutch. And it looked like Roman was just a second away from losing the match and passing out. But all of a sudden, no. Roman Reigns all of a sudden is out of nowhere strong enough to break out of the coquina clutch to, not be choked out by it, even though everybody else has choked out to the coquina clutch how many times? And heck, you've had Roman Reigns choke out to before on a episode of Raw. But on a pay-per-view, you can't pull the damn trigger. Because what happened after that? Roman broke out of it, and it was just all it right there. And not even that. First off, Roman hits the spear, and he beats Joe, and then the show goes out there just like that. But during the match, we were getting other different chants, like Beat the Traffic, CM Punk chants, Rusev Day chants, and not only that, the crowd walked out during the match. People were making their way out, and even as soon as the match ended, the rest of the crowd was just getting up and leaving. This match just... It makes me want to go back and delete that whole movie I did, sticking up for Roman Reigns, and just being honest and saying, I think he's a good talent and whatnot. And then, and he just gets booked poorly, which, yes, this is the same case here. But this is roadkill at this point with the Roman Reigns push. Deluxe Man also made a good point also in his movie also. There are guys that have been, over pushed before. Like the John Cenas, even like people like, Hulk Hogan or, Lex Luger, or even like, Triple H or Randy Orton, which, yes, I don't think they were completely over pushed, but at the time, there was shoot, I'm completely losing my train of thought. I've been ranting too much. Oh, well, there was probably at a time where, during a time where it was like either Orton or Triple H were getting the titles at the time. But still, as Deluxe Man said, none of them being the top guy that Vince wanted to be, the top guy in the company, got a crowd to walk out during a pay-per-view main event match like this was. That's how bad the Roman Reigns push has definitely gone. Again, it made me hate Roman Reigns again. It brought me back to how much I just couldn't stand him back in 2015. And during the match, they had how many times Michael Cole says some stuff like, oh, Roman's been through much worse than this before. Roman and has been able to overcome this and that, this and that. Shut up, Vince. Seriously, Vince, shut up. Please. The guy is a great talent, but you're continuing just to damage him and make us hate him more. Don't you see by now, by what you've been doing to him, is not working for the past 4 years. It isn't working at all. You are ruining a guy who had the potential to be a top star. At this point, you need to turn him heel. He has to go heel now. Because what did he gain by winning this match? What, you're going to give you stuff like, oh, him and Joe are on separate brands now, so this match doesn't matter at all. If it didn't matter at all, then why was this on pay-per-view? And why was it the main event of a pay-per-view? You know, right now, I don't want to see Joe, you know, get into, with the way the match, the WWE Championship match, and I thought, okay, maybe, you know, they're going to set for like a triple threat match between Joe, Nakamura, and Styles at Money in the Bank for the championship. Okay, I actually wouldn't mind seeing that match. But why should Joe get that opportunity now? Because he lost. He lost, but he's about to probably get the WWE Championship opportunity. Sticking to Road Dogg's theory of wins and losses do not matter. Well, you know what, Road Dogg? You can shut up also. Okay? WWE Creative, you should be ashamed of yourselves for what you guys did in this show, especially with that main event match right there. You had Roman win for... He had no reason to win that match at all whatsoever. You had Samoa Joe's momentum get cut off once again. So why should he even be a main event star now because of that? Why? It was that bad. Here's WWE. If you are, I'll say this right now, Vince McMahon, Road Dogg, Kevin Dunn, WWE Creative, if you are stupid enough to try to continue to shove Roman Reigns down our throats after having people walk out during a main event pay-per-view match that your top guy was in, then you should be ashamed of yourselves. If you really think that, you know, it's okay to still, you know, continue to do this whole experiment with him. Because now you are literally making it look like, you know, a John Cena 2.0. I see this right already. I see this being, you know, John Cena's 2012. This is exactly what I'm seeing right now. You know, John Cena beat Brock Lesnar when he came back at after WrestleMania 28. Why? And then Cena has the gall again at the end of the year to say that this was the worst year of his life. No, it was not. Again, there was things that happened. Yes, he had some things that he lost to. Yes, he lost AJ Lee to Dolph Ziggler, but at least, you know, he got to freaking make out with AJ Lee, for crying out loud. One of the hottest divas in the company at the time. He won Money in the Bank. He beat Brock Lesnar. He overcame Kane in an ambulance match. Don't say this was the worst year of your life. You would have been losing all the time. And then, okay, that would have been the worst year of your career, whatever the heck you're going to say. Just to, you know, get his redemption against The Rock. A lot of people lost to The Rock, for crying out loud. And, you know, just didn't, you know, have this whole, you know, Cinderella story. You know, heck, everyone except for Goldberg has lost to Brock Lesnar. So they try to pull off that crap again just to give us a sympathy to have Roman Reigns eventually beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Then shut up. Really. Stop. What is it going to make for WWE to take to realize that this idea of just pushing Roman Reigns down our throats is not going to make us like them? Again, it's making me hate him more because of this match. I don't get it at all. What's going to make them realize that, you know, you are hurting your product? You know, the We Want Refunds chant at the 2015 Royal Rumble. The Porsche, here's the thing too. If you want to at least make him a top babyface, write a freaking God's great story, for crying out loud. You can't do that even here. You know, that is like you're not even trying to push this guy. You're just throwing him out there and telling us to like him. Again, as I said before, Elimination Chamber. There was no story, no momentum behind Roman Reigns winning that match. None whatsoever. Him getting a rematch against Brock for the Universal Championship at Greatest Royal Rumble. No story at all. And when you have to have Roman come out, the character, and clearly state that he doesn't even know why he's getting this match either, that's all Vince. That is all Vince talking. That's not Roman. That is Vince. When are you going to get it, WWE? When are you going to get it? Seriously. Really. Like, after WrestleMania 34, like, there's no reason at all whatsoever why Roman Reigns should be in the main event of WrestleMania next year. There is no reason at all whatsoever. There's nothing. He has nothing left to show. And then you're playing that on WWE. That's all your fault. All your fault, WWE. You ruined a guy who could have been a top star by having him win this match and having the crowd walk out on him. That's how bad it is. Again, I'm ashamed at this point to stick up for, well, again, Roman Reigns, the guy, again, it's not his fault. He's a great talent, and he could definitely be a great wrestler if the WWE would book him properly. But man, honestly, I'm too embarrassed to even believe in Roman Reigns anymore because of how WWE creates him. Again, there's things I'm not saying. There's people like, Jinder Mahal, who, or like, R-Truth at times, or a few others who, I just, can't stand at all WWE booking. There's guys like Roman Reigns I want to like, and a few others. But when they book them like crap like this is what makes me hate them. I'm sorry. But I just did not like at all, what went down in this match at all. This match, and just like most of the show, helped nobody. The show was a complete waste of time. Yes, we had, great opening match with Seth Rollins and The Miz. The stuff with Daniel Bryan and Big Cass wasn't too bad. Everything else just, could have happened easily on an episode of SmackDown or Raw. Or shouldn't have even happened at all whatsoever. That's my review for Backlash, guys. Again, I'm sorry about the rants and everything, but I try to get it off my chest. Again, I'm sorry again this review came late because, I was just too tired last night and, I wouldn't be able to talk. Heck, what was there really to talk about really in the show at all besides just rant? I don't like to rant. I like to come up here and just, just crap on, this company at all. But when I put on shows like this, there's no excuse for it. Let's see if anybody else would say anything in the live chat. Let's see here. Let's see where I was having the live chat. Even as a heel, Shinsuke will never be champion. I mean, I still don't think, that they'll pull the trigger on Shinsuke yet to be him a champion. I mean, I don't know if that's the case now because, Joe's probably not going to be in the main event scene. Probably not. So, I mean, they probably could still consider putting the title on him. But I don't know about the long-term plan. I thought of the idea of, Styles still retaining the championship, Hardy winning Money in the Bank, and then Joe being Styles, Hardy cashing on Joe, and eventually, Nakamura will defeat Hardy at like Royal Rumble for the championship and face Daniel Bryan for the world title next year's WrestleMania. That could happen, but of course, who's in charge of that? Road Dogg. So that he'll probably make that match look crappy also as well. He said if Roman turns heel, he'll get over. Exactly. He also doesn't want Styles over pushed. No one will find some way to do that also. Remember when the roster walked out on Triple H? Yeah, in 2011, the storyline there, that made sense at least. This at least was just because, everything was, the match was terrible. Honestly, also I forgot about this too. There was rumors about Bobby Lashley possibly turning heel, which, if he would have turned heel, it would have at least made that pointless tag match instead of the Vince McMahon kissing our ass club match. But no, they didn't do that either. They ruined Strowman. They're on the verge of doing so. What would happen if Braun turned heel to get Roman over? How big would that fail? That would have been stupid if they would have done that. They made NXT look bad, very bad. At this point, I'll say this last with my friends. NXT should just become its own brand. Seriously. Because how many superstars, here's the thing, isn't NXT supposed to be developmental? They're supposed to be, polishing them off, making them into those stars to succeed on the main roster. But how many of them have they brought up and Vince has turned them into something they weren't in NXT? Seriously. At this point, again, as I said, just keep NXT its own brand. You'll succeed down there a lot more than you'll succeed on the main roster, for crying out loud. Not even the women's matches exclude the pre-show entertaining the fans. Eva Marie should be proud. Yeah, exactly. Going into a coma, I won't resurrect until NXT TakeOver. Hopefully that TakeOver will be good. When's the last we have video where you're talking about his Backlash review last night? I just kind of watched it while I was falling asleep. If WWE were TV14, this crowd would be even more pissed. Oh, definitely, yes. Best rant ever, get blocked by Road Dogg Ray. I unfollowed Road Dogg. I don't even want to give, here's the thing. I don't even want to give Road Dogg the attention anymore. I just don't want to even waste my time just trying to, be that fan who just tells him off pretty much at this point. If you guys want to, that's awesome. But me, I don't want to waste my time on even trying to give Road Dogg any attention or justice at all whatsoever. I'm still glad that I didn't go to that's episode of SmackDown in Pittsburgh back in March. I'm so glad I didn't go to that. Heck, last night also my friend got the bill as we are going to go Extreme Rules, but after last night's show, I'm hoping WWE doesn't waste our money again like we did when we went to Roadblock. I really hope they don't do that again. I have faith, Extreme Rules can be a good show with the match stipulations, but last Extreme Rules didn't use the match stipulations too well. So hopefully that show will be worth going to, and I will not waste my money on that at all. Yeah. But yeah. So, guys, that is it for my live review of Backlash and the rant and everything I did. Let's see what we got for the polls on Twitter. Last night I got 13 votes. Everybody, 31% said C and 69% said D or lower. Don't blame you guys at all for feeling that way about this show, because my grade for I'll say NXT TakeOver. Wow. If I would give this grade for an NXT TakeOver, the world would be coming to an end. My grade for WWE Backlash is a D+, because we had at least a good match from Seth Rollins and The Miz and stuff with Bryan and Big Cass. Okay, most of the other matches were just average and just could have been just Raw or SmackDown matches. So I can't say they were completely god awful, but a lot of stuff, especially with that finish from the Styles Nakamura match, just pissed me off. Also, the finish with Carmella and Charlotte did a little bit, but not as bad as the finish for Styles Nakamura. The random tag match with Strowman and Lashley was awful, and that main event also. There's no excuse for that. No excuse for having a guy you're trying to make your top guy, you've been shoved down our throats for 4 years, be so bad that the crowd walks out. D+ for the show. That is my grade for this episode of Backlash. Hassan gave it an F+. I don't blame him at all for giving it that bad of a grade. What are your guys' thoughts though on Backlash? Your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure to always click buy, like, and subscribe for more content coming to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAir93. We'll see what happens now as we prepare for Money in the Bank. Let's see what Raw does this week, because I don't know what to look forward to this week for Raw or SmackDown. Really don't. I'll see you next time, guys. This is Club Midnight 93. I got stuff to do, so I'm going to sign out now. Peace, everybody. Have a good day.